So much leadership responsibility on your shoulders. Congratulations on your recent election and elevation to National Officer of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel that I am not hidden. I feel so proud to be one of the 13 members of the Central Working Committee of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, running the union at the national level, the whole country, all the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, all the workers, federal civil servants in the country. We are the 13 of us to run the affairs. Our president, Comrade Shehu Mohammed, is the new president, and I'm the internal auditor.
You are in TUC in two special cadre. Same goes for the Association of Senior Civil Servants in the states. You are the chairman in the states, and in the region, same goes for the Trade Union Congress. Now you're a national officer in the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria. What has informed this huge disposition to unionism for you?
Service. My goal is to serve the people. I have passion in fighting for the people's welfare. You don't need to carry gun to fight for the people. I believe in speaking out for the people. I believe in sticking out my neck for the people, and that has brought me to where I am. From a humble beginning in the struggle, I remember when I was employed into the civil service in 2022. The first thing I did was, within that first year, to find out about the welfare of the workers. I became the secretary of the Ministry of Agric unit then. That was how the journey started. Since then, I have not left the corridors of powers in the union. From secretary to Ministry of Agric, I became an ex-official member in Ministry of Commerce. From there to the chairman of Ministry of Commerce, then I moved to the states. And since then, from ex-official in the state to internal auditor in the state to vice chairman, and today chairman, state branch. Then, as chairman state branch, I was then elected chairman TUC, because it's only the chairman of the affiliate unions that enter into the TUC committee. So I was elected state chairman, Trade Union Congress, where I have to speak for the people, interact with government, and make sure that the workers get their due. And it has been very rewarding. Then as the work goes on, my colleagues, the labor circle, they discovered that maybe I have some potentials in leadership. So I was then elected chairman South-South. That opened me up to the national level. And from there, now I was elected internal auditor at the national level. I think it's fulfilling.
Interestingly, it's always more difficult. It's easier for people outside government to really negotiate and persuade government. You've had experience dealing with most of this interface and negotiation on behalf of the union for the Trade Union Congress and the Senior Civil Servants Association. We are in a critical time where minimum wage has become a critical turning point. What impetus do you think civil servants should live up to? Do you still feel the struggle is legitimate?
Very, very legitimate. In short, the minimum wage struggle is a struggle that the organized labor must be acclaimed as strong enough to win. We started the struggle, people thought we were going nowhere. But as luck will have it, we were able to extract 135% increment from 30,000 naira to 70,000. Some persons say it's not enough. We are not talking of living wage. We are still talking of minimum wage. And it was enough for now. And we also extract commitment from government to change the law from 5 years for review to 3 years for review, which is great. And we're able to make government to do so many things like wage award and other things to listen to the workers, and it is a great work. If the public, the workers, cannot even praise our effort, we will nod our head and say we have tried. Just like the Agama lizard that falls from Iroko tree, he will nod his head and say, I have tried. I think the organized labor needs some kudos. And we are fighting for the implementation now, which must come to pass.
In our previous conversation, you did emphasize the obvious negotiations and interface with the state government. You are in the arena. There is little we can see from this position. I would like to know how much has the state come up to speed in those negotiations and possible deals?
Yes, I must tell you that we have a wonderful governor. Right from the time the negotiations started at the national, he invited the labor leaders, myself and NLC chairman, and told us that whatever is agreed at the national level, he will implement. He has the workers at heart. Just 2 days ago, they had this meeting. Immediately after the ESCO meeting, he told them that he has lost his patience on this matter, that he wants to implement. He set up a committee immediately led by the secretary to the state government and said they should invite labor leaders to discuss, to know if we have the consequential adjustment. And they invited us yesterday, we were there. And we acknowledged and applauded the fact that he has us at heart. We were very happy that he's the one even calling us, not we calling him. So, but we told them that until the consequential adjustment comes, we will not have anything to discuss, because the issue of whether or not the minimum 70,000 will be paid is a foregone issue. He has already agreed. He is ready and willing to implement. What we're waiting for is the consequential adjustment that will come from the federal. And the Labour Center is working very hard to bring it out. There's pressure now on Salaries and Wages Commission to bring out the consequential adjustment so that it will be implemented.
Oftentimes, people expect the labor unions, who are essentially pressure groups, to be cantankerous in their relationship with state governments and governments generally. But there appears to be reasonable tranquility and almost zero hostility in Delta State. What is your leadership doing that has enabled you to achieve results without being the labor union that we are used to?
This is a digital age of knowledge and information. It's usually said that I know agree, according to Zebediah, tears cloth, and it doesn't bring results. We go with superior arguments. We do research, get our information, not minding the fact that we are management staff. I'm a director in civil service. So there is virtually nothing I do not know about the operations of government. We are the ones that run the government. So if I'm going into negotiations, all I need is vital information. I have all the knowledge, all the information, and I discuss from the point of view of information. That gives you power. But if you don't have information, you go there to say, no, I disagree. I disagree. Okay, if you disagree, what do you say? What do you say? I don't know, but I disagree. That era has passed. That is why there are learned people, intelligent people, people who have the knowledge, management staff are those who run the unions now. So they know we have information. It was easier for us to extract commitments from government, because we tell government, this is the situation, this is what the workers need, and you can afford it. They will say, no, we can say, we know you can afford it. We know this, we know this, we know this. If you do this and do this, you will be able to afford it. And they listen, because they are reasonable too. But if you don't have solution, when you go into negotiation, you go with solution in hand. You say, I want this. Then you help the person say, this is how you can achieve it. And they are happier with you. So with the level of understanding, with the digital age, every information is at your fingertips. You go there, and they understand, because these people in government are not against the people. They want their people to be happy. One thing any government does not want is labor unions going into strike, having to a face-off with labor unions. I must assure you that we have even discovered that one thing even our president, Bola Tinubu, dreads today is strike and protest. You saw the last protest. He was not comfortable. Nobody in his right senses will be comfortable about that. You have sleepless nights. So if they can avoid it by dialogue, negotiations, why not? We have been very lucky in Delta State. Right from the time of Governor Kowa, he has always gone through the way of reasoning, negotiations, we discuss, and he meets us halfway. We go home, we come back again. He has always met us with our demands. Now, Governor Sheriff Obrewere is here. He's doing the same. He discusses with us and listens to us. we listen to him too. Because when you go in for negotiations, you must not go with a hard line. You must go in to also listen to the other person, because you are partners in progress. We are not opponents. Labor leaders are not the opponent of government. We are working together to see that the governance is made easy. If we understand this principle, we don't disagree. When we disagree, we only disagree to agree. You listen to the government listens to you, then we meet at the middle point, and there's a result. So instead of fighting, you win better when you agree, you reason like rational beings that you are. You are friends, you have the same interest. The government wants to lead the people right, want to succeed as a government. You want the government to succeed, you want the workers to enjoy their government and also help him succeed. So why will he not listen? So that has been the approach, and it has helped so far. It has been wonderful. We've been very lucky. If you watch around now, government no longer fight with labor leaders, because we have discovered that you discuss intelligently, they must listen to you.
You are the leader of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria in the South-South region. You must be abreast with some of the challenges facing the association in the region. Will you please reiterate some of those challenges and what you're doing to address them?
The challenge is unique and one everywhere in the whole country. The challenges we have here is welfare, workers' welfare in the whole of South-South, even in the whole country. Everything borders our. Mind you, in labor unionism, you don't ask for everything. You only ask. The law says the things we can discuss, as long as it involves workers' welfare. Anything that is above workers' welfare, yes, sometimes we lead the people as a pressure group on some economic issue, but also it affects the workers. You can't go to government with things that have nothing to do with welfare of workers. You'll be stepping out of your boundaries. So as long as it's workers' welfare, it cuts across the board. Good pay, good working environment, conducive environment to progress, to bring results, and it goes with the responsibility that you have to put in your best as a worker to make sure that the system is working. So based on that, it is easier. Like for example, when the wage award was approved by the federal government for federal civil servants, and states were to take it, while we were discussing in state, we had a meeting in Bayelsa State as the chairman of Trade Union Congress South-South. I was in Bayelsa State and I had the opportunity of visiting the governor and a courtesy visit to the governor. Then it was the issue of a wage award. I told the governor that my state is about granting us wage award here, that I would like his state to do the same so that the whole South-South. He said, Delta State is about doing it. Okay, I will do my own now. Approved. And he approved it for his workers. At the end of the day, Delta State never did. But I was able to get it for the workers in Bayelsa State. That is superior arguments and intelligence. Knowing that he wants to, I just set a little competition. So he beat it, he approved it for them, and they got it. I came back and told my governor, I have used you to lie, so better do. He said, but you know, my workforce is larger than that of Bayelsa. If I do that, I'll be committing suicide. Just wait for the minimum wage. And we agree with him. People were saying, why do you not pressure? Go fight the government to do this. You also look at what other things that he's doing. Like when we were discussing yesterday with state government, who were saying that before the minimum wage constitutional adjustment comes, you can do something, sir. You can give us some wage award, that wage award that we are talking about. He said, yes, we can do, but also we should remember too, that it's not only salaries we pay. Delta State is one of the most peaceful states in this country for now. A lot is going into security in Delta State. You saw some decision that the state government had to take about these truck pushers, what do you call them? These people that iron condemn, issue of Okada riders and all that, to bring peace to the state. And you saw the result. So there is a lot of thinking at that level. A lot of money is going into security. You can look at infrastructural development in the state. They are doing roads. He didn't stop. We called Okowa the roadmaster. This man came and continued. He's still doing some projects here and there. So at the end of the day, as a labor leader, when you go to negotiate, you also acknowledge these facts that he has so many things to do, and if he's doing well, there is no need fighting. He has the welfare of the workers. He continued paying salaries as at when due. That is great. He paid arrears of workers when he came in. We told him that there are workers who have been promoted. We paid, and we worked with him to eliminate the issue of arrears. So people are promoted now. Sometimes 1 month to your promotion date, your letter comes out. The effective date is in front. So you have time to prepare for your salaries. We'll try to eliminate this arrears syndrome and all that. So he is not doing badly. So we are lucky in Delta State. We are lucky. Some states are not that lucky, but they are picking up. They are picking up.
Your word for the governors of the South-South region on the new minimum wage.
All the South-South governors are going to pay 70,000 without exception. They have agreed. It's a law, and I know they will. We have reasonable persons there. They will. So my word to them is to start preparing, pay as soon as the consequential adjustment comes, to avoid arrears.
You did not just arrive at where you are by sudden flight. A lot must have gone into making you who you are today. What would be your advice to civil servants, especially senior civil servants, in the light of unionism not trumping civil service responsibilities?
My advice is this. Your primary assignment is the greatest thing you have. You are a union leader because you have a job. So don't play with your job. Today you are talking to me in my office. This is my primary assignment. I hardly go to sit at the union secretariat because there is not, I can do a lot. This, like I said, is a digital age. I can run the unions from this office because once I fail in my primary assignment, I am a failure. So I will advise all union leaders to take their primary assignments very serious, because one thing is paramount: you must live by example. You cannot go and tell government that you will help get the workers to be responsible, to do their work diligently in order to attract welfare, or at least to commiserate for the welfare, and you are not doing that. So that is why I take my primary assignment very, very seriously. I'm always here. I come in before 8 every day. I close very late at times. And even when I'm at home on weekend, I'm working. Even on Sundays, I close from church on Sundays and go to work. So the fact that I'm the chairman of our session, chairman of TUC, does not mean I'm no longer a civil servant. What made me that is because first I'm a civil servant. So my advice is that any union leader must first take his primary assignment very seriously. I think that's when people will respect you.
As an added further to your responsibilities,
yes,
do you feel challenged? Do you feel the pressure of work?
Not yet. I'm used to it. Let me give you one secret. Since I started working as a civil servant, I've never gone on leave. Not because there is money, but I feel responsible. What will I be doing? My young age, I will go and sit down resting. What kind of rest? I have a beautiful pattern of life. I'm not a night crawler. I'm not a very social person. I don't go drinking. So I think the times I have to rest, once it's night, I'm at home, I rest. So those times I have to rest is enough. And if I have to go and leave, it must be a working leave, because there is call to duty. And it has helped me. So work and work, I never get tired. I see the extra responsibility as a challenge I must surmount. I'm happy working. Like now, I will have to deal more with the whole country, not just South-South anymore. And I think I'm up to the task. People have been doing it and they did it well. I think I can do it. Mine is to make sure that the Association of Senior Citizens remain the strongest union, labor union in the country. That's the assignment. And thank God we are getting there.
Comrade Martin Bolum is the chairman of Trade Union Congress, Delta State, the chairman of Trade Union Congress, TUC, South-South region. He's also the chairman of Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, Delta State, as well as the chairman of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, South-South region. Recently, he was elected National Auditor of the same Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria. Thank you so much, Comrade Martin Bolum, for your magnanimity of disposition anytime we call. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. God bless you.